In the previous video, we looked at using clear packing tape to laminate our stickers. I demonstrated with a single sticker that fit on one of the sections of the 6 on our sticker paper. Today, I want to talk to you about how we use or put together a sticker or a drawing that we had to divide up into a few pieces to fit on those rectangles. So I'm once again going to need my sticker page. I'm going to need scissors and clear packing tape. Just like in the previous video, I want to start with separating that rectangle from the rest of the sticker paper. So again, I'm going to carefully cut along the lines of the sticker page and separate it from this group. And like before, I'm going to trim off any borders from the sticker paper. So just one more border here. And of course, those pieces are going to be thrown away. My next step is I want to separate my parts. So I'm going to carefully cut between the pieces. And again, I got to be conscious of leaving enough space so I have that white border. So some of these places where I'm cutting in between, I'm just leaving the bare minimum. I won't have too much to trim when I create the border around the sticker after it's laminated. So I'm going to test to see where this overlaps. So remember when we were drawing these, I suggested that we draw it so that we have a little bit of an area in which we can overlap pieces, because then it just makes it easier to put this single sticker together with all these parts. There I saw that I had a little bit too much of that white paper attached to the head to allow me to fully stick that little curled end of the tail to, so I trimmed off that corner. So I'm going to test this here to see where it's lining up at. And again, I don't have too much of an overlap of the head to the body, but enough that I will be able to stick that bottom edge of the head on top of that very top edge of the body here. So I'm just lining it up and testing it. I'm going to peel back the paper. It can be a little bit difficult. So I want to just try to get a corner of that lifted up. And you know what? I forgot. Since I could possibly overlap it in 2 directions, I'm going to test it to see what it looks like if I put the head under the body part. Like the head on top better. So now I'm going to peel back the sticker just at the base here of the head. I don't need to take the entire backing off the sticker. I just need to peel off the section that's going to overlap to the body there. So I'm trying to get an idea of how much of that I need to peel back. So if it was a sticker that would butt up against edges like my Luigi legs do, then I would just put the clear packing tape over top of it, lining it up that way. But since this is an overlapping one, I'm going to again try to get that back started. This one was giving me a little bit of difficulty in doing that. Once I have that sticker lifted up a little bit, again, I'm just lifting up the very bottom of it. I'm not taking the full backing off. Then I'm going to carefully position it over the bottom half of the Scooby where my area is that I want to line up. And once I have that, I press it down, pick it up, and lay that backing paper back on the back. And to just help secure it a little bit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of just clear tape, Scotch tape, and place that on there. And then that just helps it stay a little bit more secure until I get the clear packing tape over top of it. Now, once I have this lined up, I'm going to do any touch-ups. Sometimes you can see that little white edge of the paper overlapping each other. So I can take my Sharpies, like I'm doing here, and go over my lines a little bit more. I could, if I wanted to, take my color pencils and touch up areas, but I might get to that. But first, let me get the tail piece on here. So again, I'm checking to see where the overlap is. And I'm again going to just start the very bottom edge of that. And a smaller piece, a sticker like this, can be a little bit more difficult. And you saw how much the larger piece was giving me in getting that peeled. And once I get that kind of peeled back, then I'm going to do the lineup. And I'm going to place it carefully onto the tail, stick it down, and then I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get that to lay down. It kind of isn't, so I'm going to lift off all of the backing page here along that right side so I can stick the white background piece to the white background near the head. So there is Scooby all put together. And as I look at him, that's when I'm really noticing that there's some little white spaces showing where the paper overlaps each other. So I'm just going to touch that up a little bit with my color pencils. So I'm going to add a little touch of brown right at that line, right at that paper overlap. I'm just trying to minimize the look of one piece of paper being taped over top of another piece of paper. I'm going to use a little bit of black here to help, blend the shadow on the body a little bit more. Add a little bit of yellow. I mixed yellow and brown together in the process of creating Scooby's color, so I just want to make sure I'm getting that blended. A little bit of the collar, or I should say the medallion on the collar, needed some blending out. Again, going back to some black there to blend out any shadows right along that paper edge. And don't forget about this small part over here, the tail. So once I have the touch-ups, it kind of minimizes the line a little bit more. It's always going to be visible. Again, you're taping one piece of paper over top of another, but by adding those little touch-ups of some colored pencil, it does help minimize the look of that line. So now that I'm done with my touch-ups, I'm ready to start the laminating process. So as in the previous video, there's going to be that area of the arrows that helps me find the edge of my tape. And again, I'm going to cut that off and put it off to the side. And then once again, I'm going to measure the length of Scooby or any sticker in which I'm piecing it together, and I'm going to cut a piece of tape that length, put my tape down off to the side, and very carefully lay that clear tape on top of Scooby. So I'm making sure that his entire body that this tape will fit on is covered. And then again, from the center, pushing my way outwards, I'm going to press down that tape, and that helps work out any air bubbles I may have. And once again, I'm using my thumbnail or a fingernail, something to help force that air out where the two pieces of paper lay on top of each other. That just gives me a little bit better of a seal by forcing that little bit of air out of there. So once I have that part done, then I'm going to go back to my tape, and any parts of Scooby that are still exposed, I'm going to tape over them. Now his entire head was covered with that first piece of tape, and enough white was also covered for border. So I only needed tape long enough to cover his tail and some of his feet and his hips and knees. And again, just as I said in the previous video, I want a little bit of overlap of the clear tape of the new piece overlapping the clear tape of the old piece. And once I have that, again from the center, I'm going to go from the center and press outwards in both directions. And once again, I'm going to work a fingernail or thumbnail around those edges where something's overlapping to get rid of any air that's trapped under there also. So once I have Scooby taped, and you do have to be careful with larger amounts of tape, that's why I do try my hardest to use as very little tape as possible. I take it off the table, and remember, I want to trim the clear tape that's sticking out from the paper first. And that is because, as you've saw before, it sticks to the scissors, and that makes it more difficult for me to cut out the shape of my character if that extra tape is sticking to it. So I'm just going to trim this up all the way around. And once again, I'm going to gather up all those little scraps, kind of fold them in on each other, and I'm going to stick that little extra tape to the edge of my table so it's easier for me to grab, pick up, and clean up. And before I move on, I'm going to take my tape, I'm going to find the edge of it, lift that up, and I'm going to put the arrows of the tape underneath there so it's ready for someone else. So now I'm going to start trimming around Scooby. So again, I want a little bit of a white border, so I'm going to slowly trim around his face. And I'm going to work my way around his body. Now the tail, notice I didn't go all the way down as I could have, but I want to leave a little bit of thickness there. The thinner something is, the easier it is to rip or tear. So I want to, make sure this is as strong as possible. Plus, as we discussed before, it's difficult to get into tight curves and turns. So I don't want to completely follow the line 100% equally, meaning if I'm about 1/8 of an inch away from the outline of my drawing, I don't want that 1/8 of an inch white space all the way around. So places where parts of the character are very close together, like in this case his knee and his foot, I want to make sure that I am going into it a little bit to give it some form, but not all the way in, risking cutting something. Again, his foot's very close to the edge here, so I just slowed down. I trimmed off what I could and left what white border I could. I'll do the same thing over here around this toe. It's very close to the border of my paper. And again, I'm just going to work my way around Scooby's body, trimming up this excess white. And with that last little piece, there is my Scooby sticker completely cut out. So I lost a little back here, and I think I found it right here. Yes, that's it. So I'm going to take that paper, going to place it on there. Because again, I don't want any of my sticker exposed until I'm ready to use it. I'm just going to take a little piece of masking tape here, trim off a small piece, and stick it onto that backing so that it stays. And there is the finished sticker. So that's how you piece together a larger sticker and laminate it for your sketchbook. So you should now have at the least 5 stickers that will be ready to go for our sketchbook cover.